Being a property investor specialist for over 20 years, I repeatedly come across the same situation. Two investors, both with similar base salaries, similar capital investment, but two very different outcomes. Their net worth at the end of 10 years varies dramatically, yet they both started off with the same intention: to invest in property. The days of easy returns, where all property was going up regardless, is gone. It's now only the smart investors who are continuing to win big in property. There are two fundamental differences between a smart investor and a stalled investor: their strategy and their approach. The first investor, let's call him Bill, failed to achieve strong growth and rental yields over the 10-year period due to two critical errors. First, his approach to wealth building was to acquire as many properties as possible in 10 years. His goal was a large portfolio. Secondly, Bill believed he was an expert. He was constantly watching the property market and would be quick to purchase, ill-informed, as soon as he had access to capital. The smart investor John took a much different approach, which ended up paying dividends. Firstly, he started with a clear 10-year plan based on a wealth target, not the number of properties. There's a basic rule in business that turnover is vanity and profit is sanity. When investing in property, the same principle applies. Quantity is vanity, quality is sanity. John was clear on the asset value and returns he expected by the 10-year mark. He had a thorough plan that worked from the goal backwards. The key driver was to have a portfolio of property that was delivering strong gains and rental returns. He was aware this may mean less total properties, but was strategic and well educated when he did purchase. Secondly, John did not focus his time and energy with ongoing searches and inspections. He knew his financial independence depended on getting it right, so he chose not to make it his hobby, but instead engage an expert. John partnered with an independent property expert to work on the plan and complete a thorough 150+ point checklist each time he bought a property. This gave him access to the best data and research in order to make a smart investment decision. At no time was he driven by emotion. Instead, he was driven by facts. At the end of the 10 years, he'd not only seen a much higher return from this strategy, but he also saved himself hundreds of hours in having to source and close deals. In fact, on average, John spent less than 20 hours each year reviewing reports with his advisor, who ensured he was staying on track. However, Bill, who made it his hobby, could not say the same. Plus, John now had a higher portfolio asset value. This gave him a solid base to continue to reinvest and build on his wealth. When you look at Bill and John, the only difference is the shift in mindset from quantity to quality, and the change in buying behaviours from do-it-yourself to data-driven.